In today's video, we're going to be creating this real estate market analysis dashboard in Power BI. I currently have Power BI open. You can go ahead and create Power BI, create a blank report and just save it. So the link for this data set will be in the description box below. So we're going to work with a real estate market analysis dashboard. It's not a real data set. It was generated for, just for educational purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to get data from another source. So click over here and select text or CSV. Then we're going to connect this, and I'm going to select my data set and I'm going to open it, and I'm going to load it, and we're going to connect our data to Power BI is going to connect to our data. So this is what it looks like. We have property ID, listing date, city, state, zip code, so on and so forth. But yeah, you can see all of the values here. Now, these are the fields in our data set. Let's go ahead and just load this, and we're just going to give Power BI a moment and it's going to load our data. So the data set has finally loaded. So what I'm going to do, come over to table view and let's change some things. So under listing date, select it, and it's already in the date format. Let's change this to the short date format, and then I'm going to come over here and we're going to change anything that has to do with price to currency. So let's select listing price. We're going to change this to currency. It's just change it to general. I'm going to use specifically currency United States, and for sale price we're also going to use United States dollar for sale price. So you'll notice in sale price some of them are null. That's because the status is pending. So if it's pending, it hasn't been sold. That's why there's no sale price. Well, yeah, that's it. Let's go back to our report view and start building our visuals. First thing we're going to do is change the background of this entire wallpaper. So come over here to format page, and under wallpaper, expand colors and just change the color to a full black color like this. Next, let's insert a text box. So go over to insert, and I'm going to add a text box, and I'm going to type the title of our dashboard, which is real estate markets analysis. And I'm going to select the entire text, change the size of the text to 32, and I'm just going to expand it a bit. Let's change the alignment to center. Let me just also change the font to a different font. Let's use Arial. Now under properties, here in the general, go to properties, change the height to 60, and width is going to be 1260 like this. Let me scroll down, and I'm going to go to effects, and for background we're going to change the color. Let's go to more colors, and we're going to use 1A, 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 so we won't see our text. So now let's just select it, and now we can go to colors, change the color of your text to white. Now I'm going to select the text box, and I'm going to move it around. I want to align it to the center of our dashboard, and then I'm just going to move it till it's just about the top, and just give it a little space from the top of your dashboard. If you can't really see it, all you just need to do is tap it and you can see the outline. If this gets too confusing for you, you can change the background back to white and work on it like that, but we already have this, so let's just go forward from here. Let's create our KPIs using cards now. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to insert a card. This is really large. I'm just going to reduce the size of it. So for our KPIs, we're going to have 5 KPIs, and the first item we're going to have is the average listing price. So I'm just going to get listing price, add it to field, and this is what we have. So it's showing the sum. We want the average, so I'm just going to click on average. So the average listing price is $560,000. So I'm just going to kind of move it around here, but it doesn't really matter. Now let's go ahead and format our card. I'm going to come over to the format visual tab. Let's go to call out value. We're going to change the font to Arial, and we're going to change the size to 30. And we're going to change the color of this text. We won't see it momentarily, but we're going to change it to white. And we are going to just minimize this. Then for category label, turn that off. Now go over to general, go to properties, change the height to 75, and the width is going to be 255. Minimize that. Now we're going to turn on the title, and now let's write the title, which is average listing price. Now we're going to make this bold. Now let's change the text color, go to more colors, and we're going to use this color, which is FE7561. Change the alignment to center, and let's minimize this. Now expand effects and turn off the background. So this is what we have, and I'm just going to move it till it's touching the bottom of our dashboard title. To create the remaining KPIs is going to be straightforward. We're just going to create 4 more copies of this KPI. So I'm just going to right click, copy visual, and I'm going to paste 4 times. So we have 5 different KPIs, and I'm just going to move this till we have all of our KPIs here. Now let's start with this one. This one, we want it to be the average sale price. So I'm going to come over here, remove that, and then I'm going to grab sale price, select this drop down, and we're going to change this to average. Let's go over to format your visual, go to general, and then expand title, and this is going to be average sale price. Let's do the same for this one. Let's go back to the data, and I'm going to remove the data there. This is going to be days on market, so I'm going to select this and add it to field. So I'm going to put days on market in the field. Once again, we're going to get the average. So the average days on market is 49 days, and let's say this, if we're going to round it up, this will be 50 days on market. So once again, let's change the title, go back to general, under title, we're going to change this to average days on market. Let's move on to the next one. Let's come over to the data, and I'm going to remove this field. We're going to grab let's use the property ID, add that to field, and then this is going to be a count distinct, so we can see how many properties we have in our data set. So we have 300 properties or 300 listings, and I'm going to go back to the general, the format visual, under general, go to title, and we can change this to number of properties, and then finally let's do the same for this one. This one is going to be the overall sale. We want to see within the period in our data set, how much was actually made or how much sale do we have. So let's remove this. Let's now grab sale price and we're just going to add it. This time it's just going to be some. Let's just keep in trend with these other ones and add 2 decimal places. So let's go to format visual and call out value. So it's set to auto, that's displaying it. Just increase the decimal places to 2 places here. Let's go to general, go to title, and we're going to change this to total sale. Oh, let's just leave it at total sale. All right, that's our KPIs for our data set. Now we can go on to build our visuals. Our first visual is going to be the average listing price and the average sale price by city. So we're going to use this one, which is the clustered bar chart, and I'm going to select this. We're going to grab city, add that to the y-axis, and we're going to grab listing price here, add that to the x-axis, and we're also going to grab the sale price and add it here. So in the y-axis, change this sum to average, change this one to average also, and I'm going to expand this. Yep, this is what we have for our sales. So now let's format our chart area. Let me just move this up. Let's come over to format our visual. In the y-axis, let's make the value bold, change the color of the text to white, and we're going to turn off title, and we're going to minimize this. In the x-axis, under values, make the text bold and change the color to white, and we're also going to turn off the title. Minimize this, turn off the legend, and expand grid lines, turn off grid lines. And I'm going to come over to bars. In series, let's expand this. So average listing price, select that, and then under colors, go to more colors, and we're going to change this to 00FFFF to this color, and we're going to go to average sale price, and we're going to change it to this orange color, which is FE7561. I'm going to change it to that, and that's it for this side. Let's go to general. Under properties, let's change the height to 430, and the width is going to be, oh no, sorry, the height is supposed to be 570 and the width is going to be 430. I'm going to minimize this. Let's change the title. So we're just going to make this average listing price and average sale price. So this is going to be average listing price and average sale price by city. Make the text bold and change the text color to white, then change the horizontal alignment to center and minimize. Go to effects. In background, we're going to change the color, so I'm just going to find the color. So it's this one, A1, A1, A1. So I'm going to change it to that color, and there you have it. This is our first visual for our data set, and I'm just aligning it to the edge of the title. So yeah, that's it for this one. The next visual is going to be the average sale price by property type. So we're going to use a stacked column chart, and I'm just going to insert one here. Let's grab property type, add that to the y-axis, and we're going to grab sale price, add it to we'll add property type to the x-axis, and then the sale price will go to the y-axis. So we want to look at the average sale price. So click on this, and we're going to change this to average. So based on our data sets, single family homes have the highest average sale, followed by apartments, duplexes, townhouses, and then finally we have condos. So let's format our visual. We'll come over here. Under the x-axis, we're going to make the width of our text bold, change the color of the text to white, and we're going to turn off the title on this side. Go to the y-axis, under values, make the text bold, change color to white, and we're also going to turn off the title. And go to grid lines, turn off the grid lines, and under columns, let's change the color to this neon, will I say blue or green, blue color. And I'm going to minimize this. Now let's go over to general. Under properties, change the height to 280 and the width is going to be 410. Let's minimize this. Let's change the title. This is going to be the average sale price by property type. We're just going to leave it like that. Make the text bold and change the color of the text to white. And I'm just going to change the horizontal alignment to center. And then finally, under effects, in background, change the color to this A1, this really dark color. And I'm going to select it. And there you go. This is what our chart looks like. So I'm going to move it till it's touching the edge of this one and it's also aligned to the top of our previous chart. Then I'm going to just use my arrow key to kind of move it a little bit to the right so that there's a little spacing between both of them. But yeah, that's it for our second chart. Let's now move on to the next one, which is going to be the property price trends. So we're going to use a line chart for this. So I'm just going to click on a line chart and I could just move it here. Let's grab the listing dates and we're going to add it to the x-axis. So just remove year, quarter, and day. We just want to use only the month. And then we're going to grab listing price, add it to the y-axis. So this is the trends for how the prices of properties tend to be. If you want to look at the sale price, you can, but for this, we're going to just look at the listing price. Let's now go over to format our chart area. So let's go over to this tab. In the y-axis, in the x-axis, we're going to make the text bold, change the color to white, and we're going to turn off the title. Let's minimize this. In the y-axis, same thing. Let's make the text bold and we're going to change the color of the text to white, and we're also going to turn off title. And I'm just going to minimize this. Now let's come over to grid lines, turn off grid lines. Let's go to lines and we are just going to scroll down till we get to color. So our chart only has one line, so I'm just going to select more colors and I'm going to select this color and I'm just going to minimize this. Now come over to markers, expand this, and we're going to turn on markers. Let's now go down to color and we're going to change the color to this color. Let's now go over to the general tab. So under properties, let's change the dimensions. The height of this is going to be 280 and width is going to be 410, which it already is. So you can just go ahead and change it. And title, we're going to change this to, I'm just going to change the entire thing to property price trend. And make the text bold and change the color of the text to white, also align it to the center. And finally, go to effects and in background, change the color to that dark gray, very dark gray color. Now I'm just going to select this and align it to this other one, and I'm just going to use my arrow key to move it till we have this. So based on our charts, I believe we have the highest sales in, hold on, okay, Sorry about that. I used the sum. I wanted to use the average, not the sum. So I want to look at the average. Sorry. Okay. So based on this, we have the highest average sales. So when property prices tend to be the highest in terms of listing, we have August having the highest, and then September has the lowest. But yeah, that's the average listing price based on time of year. Let's move on to the next chart, which is going to be the correlation between sales price and year built. So we're going to use a scatter chart, and we're going to add year built to the x-axis, and we're going to grab sale price in the y-axis, and we are going to use average. So once it's as a scatter chart, obviously, so what we're going to do is in this year build section, we're going to see don't summarize, so you can see each individual value for that. So I really can't see correlation. If there is, I can't see one. So we have properties between 90, 80 and 2000 having higher values. Up here we don't even have in between 2000 and 2020, there are no values above this level. So whether or not there's a correlation, maybe you go into other data, maybe you select a different category, maybe you could see different correlations every time you change. But yeah, that's what it looks like. So let's just go ahead and format this chart. So let's format our visual. Under the x-axis, we are just going to come over to values, make the text bold, and we're going to change the color of the text to white, and we're going to turn off the title. Let's go to the y-axis. Under values, make the text bold, change the color to white, and turn off title. And go to grid lines, turn off grid lines. Let's now go over to markers and just scroll down till we get to color, and we're going to change the color to this color. And now let's go to general. Let's open properties. So the properties is height is 280 and the width should be 410. I'm going to go over to title, and this is going to be the correlation between sale price and year builds. Let's make the text bold, change the color of the text to white, and we're also going to change the alignment to horizontal. Now finally, let's go to effects. We are going to change the color of the background to that really dark gray color. But we still have let me come over to visual, and under grid lines we turned off the horizontal grid lines, but we didn't turn off the vertical. And I'm just going to minimize this. Well, yeah, that's the correlation between sales price and year built. I'm just going to move this so that we can have it aligned to this one on the top. But yeah, that's it for this chart. Let's now move on to the final one. For this visual, we're going to use a donut chart. So we're just going to go ahead and insert one. Let's start with want to look at property type distribution. So let's grab property type, add that to legend, and then we're going to grab property ID and add that here. So we're using the number of items. So we have the count of property ID as our values. So yeah, this is just the distribution. Let's just go ahead and format it. So let's go to format our legend chart, turn off the legend, and let's expand slices. Let's start with townhouse. Under colors, expand this, and we're going to change it to this color. And let's now go to duplex, change it to this orange color. Next, for single family, go to more colors, and we're going to use this color 2878BD. Next, for apartments, it's going to be, let's go to more colors. This is going to be 0EB194. And finally, for condo, it's going to be E8D166. Okay, so let me just minimize this. Now for detail labels, want to use category and percent of total, and we're going to just have that. Now under detail labels, let's go to values, make it bold, and change the color of the text to white. Let's now minimize this. Let's come over to general. Let's expand properties. So the height should be 280, width 410. Let's go to title. We're going to change this to, I'm just going to clear this. This is going to be property type distribution. And we're going to make it bold, change text color to white, and then change the horizontal alignment to center. Let's go over to effects, change the background color to that dark gray color, and this is what we have. Now I'm just going to come over here just to make sure it's aligned to these two, and it is. Well, yeah, that's it for the chart. So once again, we could just play around with it. Let's just use this average sale price. Let's use the property type to kind of see, so this is being affected but it's still the same distribution, so we can see the price differences or the price trends here, and property type distribution for the sale price and the year built depending, and you can see that these values are also changing here, and you can see the KPIs as well as are also changing, so you can see all the different values in our data set. But yeah, that's it for this particular tutorial. You can go ahead and try it out. At the end of all my videos, I'll always encourage you to change things around, maybe change a different color scheme, maybe add slicers if you want to, maybe try other things or try other different visuals. But anyway, that's left to you. You can try maybe creating a second page. For example, I did this property price trend. Maybe you could add, let me just show you. Let me say, you don't need to do this part. Let's say you didn't want to just see the property price trend. You want to see, we used, I believe, the listing price here. So let's say you wanted to see the average sale price as well. So you can just grab sale price, add it here, and this time you have two lines, and we'll just change this to average, and now you can see the average listing price and the average sale price in the same visual if you want to for this. But I'm just going to remove the average sale price. That's how you can play around or change things around. This one we use the average sale price. What if you wanted to see the average listing price? So maybe create a second page if you want to just try things out. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.